Hey, greetings everyone. Gleekon here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. In the last episode we raced around Outland, our first real mission, and well, I guess not the other one, it was just so short. Our first base building-ish mission in Outland, but really we didn't build a base. Honestly, other than those first couple ones, none of these missions have been base building because you're kind of given a base, but the first couple were. Of the Alliance campaign, we took some Naga and we fought some demons and we closed the portals, basically cutting off Magtheridon to make him approachable, and now we're setting ourselves up for the final battle against Magtheridon. Illidan wants to defeat him so that he can feel safe and not under the eye of the demons in his self-imposed exile on Outland. It's just weird. He's like, well, I failed kill Jaden. He's probably going to destroy me. So I'm going to just run. Like, it's just weird. I just feel like whatever. And then they're enticing Kael'thas because he's saying, hey, if you come, I can't help you, but I can show you a way to feed your addiction to magic. Stay a while and listen to the binding of Magtheridon as we set the stage for the final battle in the middle campaign of the Frozen Throne. Illidan Stormrage's army crashed against the Black Temple and drew the wrath of its defenders. Magtheridon had infused orcs with his blood, transforming them into crimson-skinned, battle-crazed warriors called Fel Orcs. Demons fought alongside these soldiers, training the legion's war machines on the invaders. They bathed the terrain outside the walls in emerald fire, but it wasn't enough. Illidan and his followers cut their way through the legion's defenders and confronted Magtheridon himself. And the Fel Orcs are still very much alive and well in Burning Crusade. Illidan, Lady Vaj, Akama, and Kael'thas Sunstrider were formidable on their own, but together they were unstoppable. For all his terrible strength, Magtheridon succumbed to his enemies with alarming speed. Yeah, it's going to take us one level. Now, Illidan, I don't remember how much he plays a role in Burning Crusade, to be honest. Lady Vaj, I'm pretty sure, is a raid boss so her not going to get up to no good in Zangarmarsh. Akama dies and becomes a ghost, and you can, I think, defeat him, and then his people will help you in the Black Temple raid, and Kael'thas becomes one of the ultimate raid bosses in. So almost all these people are straight evil. I just don't remember. I don't remember if you fight Illidan. Maybe you do. I don't remember in the Black Temple who the boss is. Illidan could have killed Magtheridon, but the Pit Lord was more useful to him alive than dead. He had seen what the demon's blood had done to the Fel Orcs. It had transformed them into bloodthirsty creatures who lived for only one thing: war. Illidan could use such single-minded soldiers in his own army, and with Magtheridon's blood, he could create even more. Yeah, that's the one flaw, the major flaw of Illidan is that when he sets his mind to a goal, it does not matter. There is no such thing as good or evil or law or chaos or whatever. Like, he is just all about finding the end to the ends. Like, he'll use whatever means for his ends. Also, we know Magtheridon lives because he's one of the first raid bosses you can still fight in Burning Crusade over underneath Hellfire Citadel. Illidan appeared before the rest of the Black Temple's defenders. He offered them a simple choice: bend the knee or face oblivion. Some chose death, but most accepted Illidan as their new master. Though many were Fel Orcs, demons also bowed their heads in subservience. The fact that Illidan allowed demons into his army appalled Kael'thas and Akama, but he assuaged their fears. Forging a pact with demons was an opportunity. They could reveal much about the Legion's strengths and weaknesses. This knowledge could aid Illidan and his allies when Kil'jaeden inevitably retaliated against him. That retaliation came much sooner than Illidan expected. On the heels of victory, the fiery visage of Kil'jaeden appeared before him and his followers. So probably in our final cutscene of this second campaign, we'll see, gotcha, Kil'jaeden, your escape was basically pointless. The Demon Lord had learned of Illidan's insurrection on Outland. He trusted Illidan even less than he had before, but he believed the former Night Elf was useful. Illidan had gathered new allies like Kael'thas, and his army had grown. Yeah, it was this dumbest idea ever to go to a demon bastion to hide from the demons. It almost doesn't make sense. It's like paper thin logic. Kil'jaeden was still confident he could manipulate Illidan. Demons were conniving creatures, and it was not uncommon for them to betray each other in search of power. That was exactly how Kil'jaeden saw Illidan's recent transgression. His servant had claimed Outland as a prize. Kil'jaeden demanded that Illidan return to Azeroth and finish off the Lich King. If he obeyed, Outland would be his to do with as he pleased. If he disobeyed, Kil'jaeden would do everything in his power to rip the Broken Realm from Illidan's control and destroy the former Night Elf. For Illidan, this ultimatum was a stroke of good fortune. He needed more time before he could begin his true war against the Legion, and Kil'jaeden had given him just that. Illidan's Stormrage once again feigned subservience and rallied his army to invade Azeroth. Using one of the many portals on Outland, he crafted a new gateway back to that world. He did not take the full might of his forces with him. Illidan left behind Akama and some of his other followers to secure Outland in his absence. Alright, so Illidan doesn't stay on Outland, and he's going to join the ultimate fracas at the end of the game against the Lich King, is my expectation. But it says he left behind Akama, but I wonder if he takes Kael'thas with him. I mean, Kael'thas does ultimately go back to the Blood Elf land. Although he's not the leader. Maybe he was for a time. I mean, I guess technically he still is right now, but in his absence, Lor'themar Theron becomes the leader, the one-eyed guy we've read so much about, the ranger, the person who's been in all these stories. I knew the name sounded familiar, but going back and replaying some of my a new Blood Elf character, I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, cool. Another episode in the pipe, 5x5. We're ready to move on to the final phase after one more Let's Play. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I greatly appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time on Lore of Warcraft.